Ladies and gentlemen, imagine this. You're standing at the edge of a vast ocean, the waves crashing wildly before you, and in your hand, you hold a map to hidden treasures buried deep beneath the surface. But instead of diving in, you hesitate, your heart pounding, your mind racing with doubts. What if the currents pull you under? What if the map is wrong? What if you never resurface the same? That, my friends, is the essence of your untapped potential. It's calling you, but it terrifies you. I remember a moment in my own life when I faced this very edge. Fresh out of college, I had a dream job offer on the table, one that promised growth, challenge, and success beyond my wildest imaginations. But as I stared at that contract, a wave of fear washed over me. Who was I to step into that role? What if I failed spectacularly? That anecdote isn't just my story, it's yours too. Today, I'm here to tell you why your potential scares you and, more importantly, how to unlock it. Let's dive in together and emerge transformed. Think about it. We all carry within us an immense reservoir of potential, a spark of greatness that could light up the world. Yet, so many of us live in the shadows of what we could be, paralyzed by the very thing that should propel us forward. Why does this happen? The first reason your potential scares you is the fear of the unknown. Human beings are creatures of habit. We crave familiarity like a warm blanket on a cold night. Stepping into your potential means venturing into uncharted territory, where the paths aren't paved, and the outcomes aren't guaranteed. It's like jumping out of an airplane, exhilarating, but the freefall feels endless. I recall speaking with a young entrepreneur who had a brilliant app idea that could revolutionize social connections. He spent years tinkering in his garage, but when it came time to launch, he froze. What if no one downloads it? He asked me. What if it's a flop? That fear kept him from even trying. But here's the truth. The unknown isn't a monster, it's an invitation. It's the canvas where masterpieces are painted, the stage where legends are born. Embrace it, and you'll find that the fear dissipates like morning fog under the sun. But let's go deeper. Another reason your potential petrifies you is the dread of failure, not just any failure, but the kind that echoes in your soul, the kind that makes you question your worth. Society has wired us to see failure as a scarlet letter, a mark of inadequacy. We scroll through social media feeds filled with highlight reels of others' successes, and we wonder, what if I try and fall flat on my face? Statistics bear this out. According to a study by the American Psychological Association, over 70% of people experience imposter syndrome at some point in their careers, feeling like frauds despite evident competence. That statistic isn't just a number, it's a mirror reflecting our collective anxiety. We fear that unlocking our potential will expose us, reveal our vulnerabilities to the world. Yet, failure isn't the end, it's the forge where resilience is tempered. Think of Thomas Edison, who famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." His potential scared him too, but he pushed through, illuminating the world literally. Your failures aren't roadblocks, they're stepping stones, each one carving you into the masterpiece you're meant to be. And then there's the flip side, the one we rarely talk about, the fear of success. Yes, you heard that right. Success can be just as terrifying as failure, because it demands change. It upends your comfortable life, challenges your relationships, and forces you to redefine who you are. When you unlock your potential, you step into a brighter spotlight, and with that comes responsibility, expectations, and the weight of maintaining that height. I once mentored a talented writer who had penned a novel that agents were clamoring for. But as publication loomed, she sabotaged herself, missing deadlines, second-guessing every word. "What if success changes me?" she confessed. "What if I can't handle the pressure?" Her story is a poignant reminder that success isn't just about achievement, it's about growth. It scares us because it requires us to shed our old skins, to evolve. But imagine the alternative, a life of quiet regret, wondering what could have been. Don't let the fear of soaring keep you grounded. Success isn't a burden, it's your birthright, waiting to be claimed with open arms. Now, let's shift from understanding the fear to conquering it. The first key to unlocking your potential is self-awareness, shining a light on those shadows that hold you back. Start by asking yourself tough questions. What dreams have I buried? What excuses have I made? Journaling can be a powerful tool here. Write down your fears and watch them lose their power on the page. I remember a time when I was stuck in a dead-end job, feeling my potential atrophy like unused muscles. One evening, I sat down with a notebook and poured out my frustrations. Page after page, I confronted my fears: the fear of leaving security, the fear of judgment from peers. That act of self-awareness was my turning point. It revealed that my potential wasn't distant. It was dormant, waiting for me to awaken it. You too can do this. Cultivate mindfulness through meditation or quiet reflection. Understand that your potential isn't a distant star, it's the fire within, ready to blaze. Once you've gained awareness, the next step is to build unshakable belief in yourself. This isn't fluffy affirmation, it's a deliberate mindset shift. Surround yourself with positivity books, podcasts, mentors who see your greatness even when you don't. As Marianne Williamson so eloquently put it in her poem, often misattributed to Nelson Mandela, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. Let that quote sink in. It's not the darkness that frightens us, it's our light. To unlock this, practice visualization. Close your eyes and see yourself achieving your goals, the applause, the fulfillment, the impact. I did this before my first major speaking engagement. Nervous and doubting, I visualized the stage, the engaged audience, the energy flowing. When the day came, that belief carried me through. Belief isn't magic, it's muscle. Exercise it daily, and watch your potential unfold like a blooming flower under the sun's warm gaze. Action, my friends, is the true unlocker. Potential without action is like a seed unplanted, full of promise but barren. Start small, set achievable goals that stretch you just enough to grow. Break them into steps and celebrate each victory, no matter how minor. Research from Harvard Business Review shows that individuals who set specific, challenging goals are 42% more likely to achieve them than those who don't. That statistic underscores the power of intentional action. Don't wait for permission or perfect conditions. The world rewards the bold. In my own journey, after that pivotal journaling session, I took action. I quit my job and started my speaking career with a single workshop for 10 people. It was terrifying, but each step built momentum. Today I stand before you because I acted. You can too. Whether it's applying for that promotion, starting that business, or learning that skill, take the leap. Action dissolves fear like sunlight melts ice. But unlocking potential isn't a solo endeavor. Community plays a vital role. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, who challenge you to be better. Join masterminds, attend seminars, seek accountability partners. Isolation breeds doubt, connection fosters courage. I once joined a group of aspiring speakers, and their encouragement was the wind beneath my wings. We shared stories, celebrated wins, and lifted each other during lows. That sense of belonging reminded me that we're not alone in our fears. Find your tribe. They'll help you see your potential when blind spots cloud your vision. Together, you'll unlock doors you never knew existed. As we navigate this path, remember to embrace discomfort. Growth happens at the edge of your comfort zone, where potential thrives. Push yourself, take that course. Speak up in meetings, pursue that passion project. Discomfort isn't the enemy, it's the signal that you're expanding. Like a muscle tearing to rebuild stronger, your spirit strengthens through challenge. I've felt this in marathons I've run, not the physical ones, but the metaphorical races toward my goals. Each hurdle hurt, but crossing the finish line, pure euphoria. Lean into the unease, it's the birthplace of breakthroughs. Patience is another cornerstone. Unlocking potential isn't an overnight miracle, it's a marathon of consistent effort. Trust the process, even when progress feels slow. Seeds don't sprout instantly, they germinate in the dark before bursting into light. Be kind to yourself during plateaus. They're part of the journey. My speaking career didn't explode immediately. It built over years of small gigs and refinements. Patience kept me going, and it will for you too. Now, let's address setbacks, because they will come. When fear rears its head again, and it will view it as a teacher, not a tyrant. Analyze what went wrong, learn, and pivot. Resilience is the secret sauce of those who unlock their potential. As Winston Churchill said, success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Let that inspire you to rise each time you fall. In weaving these threads together, we see that fear of potential stems from the unknown, failure, and success itself. But with self-awareness, belief, action, community, discomfort, patience, and resilience, we unlock it. This isn't theory, it's transformation. Ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you not as a guru, but as a fellow traveler who's walked this path. My anecdote of hesitation at that job offer? I signed it, and it launched me into a life of purpose. Yours awaits. So, here's my challenge today. Identify one fear holding your potential hostage. Confront it head-on, write it down, share it with a friend. Take one bold step toward it. Do this and watch your world expand. Remember, your potential doesn't scare you because it's unattainable. It scares you because it's inevitable if you choose to pursue it. The world needs your light, don't dim it. Unleash it and illuminate us all. Thank you.